This is our monthly session where we talk all things trends, shopping on Poshmark, what people are loving, and how you can apply all of these learnings on trends to your Poshmark closet. We are live at PoshFest 2024, and I'm joined by lovely Chloe from Finds by Chloe.
Hi.
We're so excited to have you on.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here. This is my first PoshFest, it's been so fun, like seeing the community and seeing all my friends. A lot of my PFFs are West Coast.
Love it.
So it's only these events where we really get to like reconnect and stuff because we have such busy lives and reselling.
Yeah.
So these are always so fun to just like hang with the girls.
Yes.
It's have a fun time, yeah.
How was your day yesterday?
Yesterday was so fun. I feel like it went by way too quick. I told my boyfriend this morning, I was like, I'm already having post-PoshFest depression.
Yes! Post-PoshFest blues.
I was like, I haven't even entered this second day yet, and I was already like, I'm gonna miss my friends and all the fun we're having.
It's so fun.
Going back to work.
Literally, it's so fun. It feels like you're on like vacation, but for work. It's such a win.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love it. So can you tell us a little bit about your kind of background, coming onto Poshmark, how you started your business?
For sure. So we grew up with not a whole lot of money, and around 17 years old, pretty much fresh out of high school, I had nowhere to live. I was homeless. And that lasted up until like end of 2018. From there, I was living out of my car, couch surfing. At one point, for 4 months, I lived in a trailer with no water and no electricity. No water, no electricity. We had to go to an RV park down the road and like sneak into their showers at night to clean ourselves. I always say it makes me who I am today, and I would not have the hustle and the drive if I hadn't gone through something like that. It also made me very independent as someone who I feel like growing up I was always so codependent. So that happened, and then around that time, really all I had to my name was clothes, because growing up my mom always took us thrifting and stuff, so I always had an abundance of really great clothes, because it's much more affordable. You can get a lot more. No, that's mine.
You're good.
Messing up.
You're good. She's blowing up. She's so popular.
Yeah, sorry. My manager's calling me. So basically, I needed money, obviously, so I started selling those clothes because I didn't have much use for all those clothes that I was hoarding. And it was very much just, I'm going to throw some clothes on Poshmark, make a little Instagram, and go from there. And that was supposed to be like a couple month thing, just make my coin.
Clean out your closet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Try to get a new car maybe or something. And then eventually I started working 2 full-time jobs and got to live out of my dad's house. And from there I had like a little room. It wasn't much, but I had a little box light and like a white wall, and so I could
all
do
the things you need.
Yes, I could do flat lays and hanging pictures and everything and try-ons. So that's really what like jump-started it, because from there, when it was more like proper photos and everything, and I feel like that was also a different era of Poshmark and social media as a whole back in 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Everything was very polished. People were using their DSLRs.
Absolutely. From there, I was working 2 full-time jobs, and reselling really picked up. I was like, wow, this is something I like as a hobby, So I took it on part-time, and then right before COVID hit, by the grace of God, because I was working customer service retail.
Oh my God.
I was like, former Target girly. Not fun.
You probably have a lot of red in your closet.
I used to. I think I'm traumatized by seeing red now. And from there, like, I was working there for a while, and right before COVID hit, I was able to quit. I was making more money reselling than I was 2 full-time jobs. So I was like, wow, this can like really turn into something. And I remember my dad telling me when I told him like, hey, I'm quitting my 2 full-time jobs. He was like, okay, well, you better find another job within a week or 2, or you can't live here because you don't have funds. How are you going to pay for your car, like insurance and stuff? How are you going to pay for your phone? So he just didn't really like believe in the vision. So I pulled up the next day in a brand new car.
Yeah.
And that was really, I think, what put it into perspective for like myself and everyone around me, that like I need to take this and run with it. Because again, that was before a lot of the reselling accounts you see now, a lot of the people on Poshmark. Whole different time. There wasn't like, I was like, it was almost taboo. Like, why are you selling clothes on Instagram?
Totally.
Like, why are you selling all these clothes? Like, why are you mass posting clothes on Poshmark? Like, this is just for your closet items. You know,
and they probably hadn't really bridged the gap yet between like social media.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like Poshmark and like, well, just really a lot of big brands weren't really utilizing social media platforms as much as they are now.
Totally.
With TikTok Shop and everything else that you
and
have.
video in general. Like, video was big.
Absolutely. It's like, it's crazy how we went from YouTube to like 3-second videos. That just like blows my mind. So yeah, and it went from there, and eventually I moved in with my boyfriend for a little bit. We were COVID besties.
Love it.
Turned partners. We were stuck together.
Oh my god, I love it.
So it's just like inspired.
A modern love story.
Yeah. and last year, exactly a year ago, we bought our first house, which is so exciting. I got another new car because I was like, why not?
Yeah, because you're like,
I was like, I need a bigger
I'm doing
vehicle
my
for
thing.
what I'm doing. Yeah, because I started doing markets and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, I really need something else, something a bit more reliable, because I had had the other car for like 4 or 5 years or whatever at that point. And so yeah, so now we're here and it's so fun. I'm a Goodwill partner. I've done content and everything for Poshmark, and it's just like crazy.
It's
To
crazy.
see, you know, I wish I could hug my 2017 self, because she didn't know. You know, I always say that, and people, like you said, are always like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And it's like, I would not be me today if I had things handed to me and just like went to college like a normal person. I would not be sitting here. So yeah, everyone
totally makes you who you are. And I love hearing about how really just like having clothes and knowing that was something that you had as a resource, you were able to turn into this amazing journey.
Yeah,
and your passion.
Yeah, and also like in 2017, 2018, I've been going to the Goodwill bin since 2014. Like my mom used to take me there. I've been going there forever. And even like when I was sourcing there, like come 2018, 2019, which again, I've always shopped there, but just like sourcing to resell, I was like I always joke, I was like the only younger person in there. It was me and a bunch of old people and a bunch of clothes bins.
Yes.
Like it was the dream. I look back and I get so sad because I'm like, oh, I used to
like
go
now
home.
there's all these resellers in
Oh
there.
my
And
gosh,
you're
I
like,
used to go home with like 3
throwing elbows.
cartfuls, like all this good stuff. But yeah, I really think my thrift haul videos and stuff during that time really boosted me, because not a whole lot of people were like, oh my gosh, I just thrifted 2 cartfuls of clothes and they're all amazing.
Amazing.
So sorry if I'm to blame for
No,
how many people are in
okay.
the bins now.
Yes.
Sometimes people poke jabs and they're like, you're the reason that you've been posting these hauls, and people know, they know our secrets.
You're like,
now.
I'm getting my bag.
I'm like, I'm getting my bag, and you know what? There is still so many clothes that like every single day I'm there. People don't realize like these are bins that are brought out for like a couple hours, picked through, and then brought back and shipped overseas.
And it's happening all over the country.
And
There's
like,
plenty of bins to go around.
So
There's
much
plenty,
to go around.
so much overconsumption.
Every single time I'm in any thrift store ever, there's just like racks of new inventory being put out. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's just there's way too much. We have enough to clothe the next like 8 generations, which is crazy if we stopped all clothing production today.
Insane.
So it is insane. But that's why I feel like, you know, resellers are needed and people on Posh are needed and everything, because again, it brings like community together really. And yeah, I think it's special. There's a lot environmentally and, you know, community-wise that goes into it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that story. And in terms of your kind of like thrifting, I know obviously she is an amazing thrifter, sourcer, and also stylist.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about kind of your like style bundles that you offer and how you've kind of like started to style clients?
Yeah, so basically you just fill out a form in my Instagram, and from there you fill out your information, basically sizing, what you like, what you're looking for. I always like tell people like, please be so descriptive with what you hate. Tell me what you do not want, and that's a big thing I think people skip over when they start style bundles.
It's like a wedding playlist and a wedding no playlist, like
exactly. You like, it's so good to know like what they're looking for, but it's even more important to know what they do not want. Because I feel like that really bridges the gap between like, oh, they're going to love this style bundle, or like, oh my gosh, you're going to hate this. Because if you ask like basic questions and they're like, oh, I love denim jackets, and you're sending them 3-4 denim jackets with fringe, and they're like, oh my gosh, fringe is so ugly. Then you're like, oh, you missed the mark. You know what I'm saying? So that's just as important. So I get the information. 9 times out of 10, they send me just a Pinterest inspo board. I tell everyone, I'm like, if you don't have Pinterest, what are you doing?
Yes. It's the best.
Like, do you even own a phone?
Literally, I'm on there every single day.
Every single day. Yeah. My like lookbook little board has easily like over 10,000 photos, and sometimes if I'm just stuck in the morning, I'm just like, okay, inspo, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to dress like this today.
I also do that for if I have like a piece in my closet that I just can't figure out how to style, I'll search like, you know, lace skirt outfit inspo. Or I did it for these. I was like, how do I style like jeans and over cowboy boots?
And something so fun, I'll give you a little tip next time. They have almost like Google reverse image search. They have that on Pinterest. So I like, if I see a piece of clothing, say, on an influencer that I love, I just screenshot it, put it into Pinterest, like click the little button at the top with the search bar, and it shows me all these results with super similar styles. My outfit that I was wearing yesterday, like the old Graco boots, I literally put those in. I took a picture. I was like, I don't know what to wear with these, and that's how I put the outfit together. Because I saw all these girls. I was like, okay, cute. There's like lace. Some are very like cottage core meets cowboy and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's great too. So you're not just typing descriptive words. It's like, okay, this is the image.
This is the vibe. How do I make this happen?
Exactly. So that's a little tip, because a lot of people don't know you can utilize that. So you just fill that out. Send me your inspo, and then you pay me, and then I go source them for you, depending on the amount of items. If you have 5 items, it'll take no more than a week. If you want 20 plus items, it'll take up to 3 to 4 weeks. And then you just get a curated mystery style bundle.
So fun. I love that, because I also feel like it feels so personal that you're probably also building relationships with these customers.
It does. People really like to, I'll on occasion have like story sales where I will have big mystery bags, and it'll have just one set size. It'll have like coastal cowgirl, like kind of a vibe, and those do so well also, because people love the mystery of it, and they're like, I'm a size small and I love boho. Let me see what's in this bag. It's only $80. You know what I'm saying? Totally. So that's a great way to. I do that a lot if I'm just trying to push extra inventory out.
That's great.
Or I have like leftover items from styling people. I do in-person styling too, which is so fun. That's really fun because you get to work with the person one-on-one, and they just kind of pay a fee. So they're like spending their own money on the stuff, but you're like, hey, let's go shopping together.
Let me help you.
It's like you have a bestie that like has an eye for that. So yeah, it's super fun. Yeah.
So fun. I love that you were saying about Pinterest, that tip about reverse image search. It reminds me of our new Posh Lens feature too.
Yes, we were just talking about that yesterday.
I feel like taking that, you figure out the styling or what you want, or maybe as you're using that Pinterest feature, see something that you love.
Absolutely.
And then also can upload to Poshmark to shop for similar styles too.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of trends, what are some trends that you're really excited to rock this fall?
Okay, she was rocking them yesterday, but I'm rocking them today.
Yes.
We got the metallic going on, even the little corsets, metallic.
So cute.
Thank you. I was like, this needs to be broken up. Somehow there's too much pink happening.
I love it.
Yeah, metallics are so in. I was just talking to a lady out there. I was at the little hat bar, and she was asking me, she was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I see metallic much. And I was like, girl, one of my biggest tips, and we talked about this yesterday, was watching like Japanese fashion and what's happening right now in Tokyo, because that was big there. It's big there right now, which means that's our upcoming style. So we see that coming around for us, although it's already there. So that's super fun. There's this thing we just got out of old preppy. Think of like Clueless, bunch of like tweed jackets, tweed skirts, like Mary Jane platforms, and we're going into a new preppy. Think of lots lots of pinks. Very varsity wear, which we talked about yesterday as
Yes.
well. I'm seeing so much. I just love the polo look. Me and my boyfriend, beginning of this year, got into golf.
I love that.
So now I just do it to dress up. It's like the most fun. The mini skirts with the little polo tied around. I feel so like.
Are you any good?
So fun. I'm decent. He's really good for a newbie. I'm decent.
I love that.
I'm not bad.
Maybe you become a golf influencer.
I
Get on
say that all
golf
the
talk.
time. I told him, I was like, I do my clothing influencing. You
Yes.
need to be a golf influencer.
Yes.
Make us money. Take us to the PGA tours.
Yes. So good.
But yeah, so we're seeing a lot of that varsity wear and stuff, which I absolutely love and have been loving. And yeah, just like fun prints, fun patterns. I've lots of fashion shows that have come up recently. We're seeing lots of fun collars, which I think is so fun. A nice like white shirt, button down with a fun collar and like a bolo tie.
Totally.
It's just so fun with a good pair of jeans and boots. I feel like a lot of people have been missing out on the bolo ties.
Yes.
That's one too.
I love bolo ties.
I just feel like they're timeless, so that's not really an upcoming fashion trend. I just feel like everyone should be on the trend.
Yes.
Someone today, we were talking, and I noticed your bolo tie, and I was like, that's so cute. You're the first other bolo tie, because I was wearing one yesterday, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, a bolo tie. I'm like, they're so fun.
They're so fun.
They are so fun.
And I feel like it, kind of like statement jewelry is super in right now. So that's like a fun, different way to
statement
play
jewelry and
with
statement bags. I'm seeing so many statement bags. I'm big on the statement bags right now.
Me too.
So yeah, those are.
I'm
always
loving
fun.
for statement bags all of the like grommets and
so fun.
Studs that are happening this
So
fall.
fun, yes.
And also in studded jeans, studded boots, what you were wearing yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the fall.
Very rock star look. Which
Exactly.
is fun.
Perfect for Nashville.
Yeah, I love that we're incorporating a lot more like rock star, like pink girly aesthetics. You're seeing a lot of girls.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're just seeing that a lot more, and I'm very happy because I feel like that's my core aesthetic. So thank you.
And tell me a little bit about how you. Wait.
One second.
One sec.
Edit this.
Okay, yes. Can you share some tips about how you trend jack? So we use that word trend jack a lot at Poshmark, which is basically like how do you take a look at the trends that are happening in the world at a macro level and kind of apply those to your Poshmark closet and for your shoppers?
Yeah, so going back to what I said a moment ago, I love watching, you just look up on YouTube what people are wearing in Tokyo, what people are wearing in Japan, whatever part of the world, honestly, you want to look up at this point, there's people everywhere. I've seen what people are wearing in England.
Yes.
Like, you can look up anywhere. But Tokyo, for sure, we steal so many of their like ideas and trends. I feel like they're so far ahead of us. They are light years ahead of us in a lot of aspects, especially fashion-wise. So as I've been telling some of my friends, it's funny how Carhartts are trending and so many people are wearing Carhartts right now because they were wearing construction wear and that kind of stuff like 2 years ago. So they've been past that. They're on the metallics. They're all futuristic now and stuff. But yeah, so that's always good to kind of get an outside look outside of just what people are wearing in America. But if you want just good local, like trendy outfits, just like day-to-day fits, because I do feel like people in Japan are more maximalist, which isn't everybody's vibe. Watching New York on Instagram is so amazing. You just see such a range of outfits, and people in New York are so stylish. I admired it, and I was honestly surprised. Me and my boyfriend, we go to Atlanta all the time for Braves games, like that's our thing. But the first time I went there, oh my goodness, it's like a fashion show. Everybody is so dressed up, like you go to certain parts, and it's like people are walking around with these like exclusive Louis Vuitton bags and like these like crazy metallic pants, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a vibe. Chicago, I went there recently. That was so fun too. It's just so cool.
It's fun to see how all different cities have different vibes and different ways of like expressing themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
I totally agree. I feel like I was surprised by that with Atlanta, and then also Like Miami has a totally different vibe. There's a lot of vintage.
So yes.
A lot of thrift stores.
Yes.
A lot of great like vintage showrooms.
Yes.
But I love the idea of like watching. So that was Watching New York.
At Watching New York, yeah,
Okay.
and it's just a guy. He like got super famous off of just taking pictures of random people.
Yeah.
And it's cool too because like he'll just catch random people and then realize later like, oh, this was someone super famous.
Yeah.
So he tags them, and I think that's really how he got his start. But it's so good for us to have people like that out there in the world, like capturing, because we don't see every day, oh, what are people wearing in New York today? What are people wearing in Chicago today? What are people in LA wearing?
Totally.
So it's so cool to have those people like showing you like, oh, day to day, like this is what we're wearing over here. Because it is so different. When I went West Coast for the first time, it was like changed my life. I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's so different out here.
Yes.
Asking for a sweet tea was really embarrassing because they don't know what that is.
Yes.
They would give me like cold tea and sugar, and I was like, I don't.
That's
they
not
do
the
know,
same.
That's not how science works. It's not going to dissolve. I'm so sorry.
So good.
Yeah, it was so fun like getting back this way towards Texas and like in the In and Out. I was like, can I please have a sweet tea? He was like, I got you.
Yes.
I was like, I'm back in the motherland.
I'm home.
Um,
So funny.
So yeah, so it's just such a culture shock. I mean, even traveling, going around, keep your eyes open because people are like dressing so different,
Differently.
even states away from us.
Totally.
Not just out of USA. So
I love that. I love what you were saying about the like Instagram account. I
Yes.
feel like the kind of nature of fashion has changed so much
Absolutely.
from what it used to be. With it was mainly these big fashion houses that had either magazines
Yes.
or online journals that were all mainly like celebrity focused models, and now it's really democratizing it, where you can see people in the streets that have amazing style.
Absolutely.
And it really opens up the doors to so much more
It
inspiration.
does, and I feel like over the last few years we've done such a good job of letting people express themselves freely, because you didn't see a lot of the crazy styles and like people walking around like back early 2000s.
Totally.
I feel like one of the few people we had doing stuff like that was like Betsy Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Someone wears that out. It's like, oh
I feel
my
like
gosh, what are you
I feel like
wearing?
your top skirt combo is very Betsy Johnson.
Very Betsy.
which
I love her. She's
Same.
a queen. She's a queen.
Such a
But yeah, so back then, like that was kind of like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? But now, like you see, like women walking to coffee shops in tutus.
Yes,
and it's like, oh, this is so
exactly.
fun. Like it's
So
so
fun.
fun that people are feeling more comfortable being able to express themselves. And I think clothing, whether firsthand or secondhand, is just the best way to express yourself and really tells you a lot about a person. People
Totally.
don't like to think so, but I feel like you can tell if someone's having a good day or a bad day based on how they put themselves
I know that's how it is for me.
yeah. I'm like, if I'm in sweatpants and a t-shirt,
Don't
don't talk to me.
me.
Don't talk to me, please.
Exactly. So good.
Yeah.
And what is one tip that you would give the Poshmark community on whether they're starting out their Poshmark closet, looking to expand? What's a really tip that you want them to do?
For sure. Just circling back to style and stuff, don't be scared to sell style. I think a lot of people are so brand focused and they're like, these price comps aren't good. If it's a cute piece, there's plenty of pieces I've gotten before that I may have paid more than what it originally cost, but it was cute and that's what I chose to spend my money on. So it's really so much of it, I feel like, especially now, like I said, people are more expressive, and more like creative with how they're dressing up. So a lot of people are looking for those styles outside of, I feel like, years ago, people were like, okay, I need a free people maxi dress.
Exactly.
And now people are like, oh, I want a tweed trench coat. So it's a lot more broad, and they're just looking for like that style, not that brand. They don't need it to be Burberry.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? They are cool with a $25 option. So it's not so much, I feel like, about the price and the brands anymore, but just the style. People are shopping style. And yeah, I don't want people to see something and think, oh, this is so cute, like I would buy this myself, but not my size, and nobody's,
Yeah.
If you think you would buy it and you think there's an audience for that, get it. Like, what does it matter? Like I said, people are looking up descriptive words more now than they're looking up like, oh, I need this Madewell dress, I need this Farm Rio tube top, So yeah, so definitely, and it helps broaden too, because you're not so focused on like checking price comps and like checking brands. Is this good? If you think it's trendy shiny and cute and you like it, sell it. I mean, a lot of time you don't have too much to lose. What, like, if you're getting it from the bins, like less than $1, and
Exactly.
like most normal Goodwill is like what, like $6.99. Give it to
And
a
if
friend
you're worried about and if you're worried about it not selling, I think there's really creative ways, which I think you do a great job of styling your listing,
Absolutely.
of also including keywords and descriptions, like we talked about, kind of like that varsity style.
Yeah.
There's this big kind of aesthetic called bloquette core on TikTok,
Yeah.
pulling some of those descriptions that you're seeing on social media into your description.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not a branded item and it's just a cute style, how do you kind of bridge the gap between people who are searching for that kind of item and that style and your piece?
Absolutely, yeah. And I always encourage people too to upcycle, because there's Pinterest. We talked about Pinterest. There is so many. I have a board with probably 300 plus pictures of just like things you can do with, like, whether it's cropping something and turning it into like a corset back, or like, you know, adding some fringe or whatever. There's so many cost-effective ways or even free ways to just like upcycle a piece to a way that's more appealing to you.
And make it one of a kind.
Exactly, and make it one of a kind, which is so great. But yeah, just, I don't know, take chances on pieces more. I feel like so many pieces go unloved because they just get looked over. It's like, oh, it's, you know, I didn't look over it all the way, or like I saw the brand and it's like, vintage, I just don't care for it. Because there's buyers out there. There's always, you know, people who are looking for whatever.
100%.
You know, so, yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Chloe. This has been so fun.
Yes.
Live from PoshFest, and I'm so excited for day 2 with you.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited for the after party.
It's gonna be really fun.
I was like, I left my whole fit at home, so after this, I have to go home
back
and get it. But I am ready. I have a big flower top. We got the mirror cowgirl hat.
I am
the
so
ballet
excited.
flats. We're going all out.
Yay, I can't
It's so fun.
Well, I can't wait to dance with you. And until next time, this has been Restyled, our monthly show. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the things on our YouTube page. And until next time, stay stylish. Bye, guys. I am here with Chloe and Kate from the Poshmark team. So excited to have you guys.
So excited to be here.
Super excited to be here. I've been on camera in a long time.
I know.
I'm a little rusty, y'all.
Yes. Kate did some of our OG restyled sessions back in the day, so we learned from the best.
Yes.
It's been so fun being at PoshFest with you guys. How's your week been going so far?
It's been great. So inspiring to see the community and hear just such amazing stories from our sellers. And I mean, the fashion alone is just
Amazing.
incredible.
People really pulled out all the stops, the boots, the hats, the
yeah.
bling.
Yeah.
So fun.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but everyone has gone full in, and it's just so cool to see all the Western wear.
I love it. Can you tell me a little bit about your outfits? Is there any Poshmark pieces in the mix over here?
You know I'm always repping Poshmark. It's like, if it's like not 100% Poshmark, it's at least 75%.
Yes.
So, okay. Today, vintage Liz Claiborne via Poshmark. Vintage Escada wool shorts via Poshmark. Fry boots via Poshmark. I have to tell you guys, I got these boots for like $80.
Steal.
A steal.
Such a steal. Those have literally been my legs for forever, and now they're blowing up right now. So the prices are up, but I'm sure I'll be able to find one at a good price. There's so many on Poshmark.
Yeah.
Love it.
What about you, Chloe?
This, I tried to lean into a little bit of like a rough, warmy,
Love.
Western vibe. So I've got my Team Posh shirt on, of course, and my skirt is toe 10, and my shoes are 8. So this probably gave me blisters, so
Yes.
stay tuned. Yeah.
Stay tuned. You might be walking around barefoot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love the belt too.
The belt is amazing.
Oh,
It's
actually, this
amazing.
is my mother-in-law. She gave it to me. Yeah, it was her mother-in-law's, and she gave it to me right before. She was like, "You need something Western." I was like, "This is fabulous." She got it, I think, in like the 70s in San Antonio. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like obsessed.
You're like, you're not getting it back.
No, she said it. She was like, "It doesn't fit me. You can have it." I was like, "It is quite tight."
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So cute.
I know. I'm excited.
I love it. So let's talk trends.
Yes.
We just had a great conversation with Chloe from Finds by Chloe, who is such a great stylist, thrifter, and I know she mentioned some amazing trends that she was loving for fall. What are you guys really excited to see for the upcoming season?
Yeah, for the upcoming season, I'm super excited to see a few things that we actually have going on at PoshFest here. So Western wear, obviously, as we mentioned, is huge, and there's a really big bohemian influence with it. So we're seeing like a resurgence of Chloe, stemming from their new creative director. So things like the Chloe Paddington bag are really, really trendy, and you can get it for a great deal on Poshmark right now. So that's a really up-and-coming trend that is super cute and leans into like that early 2000s boho aesthetic.
I love that the early 2000s boho is coming back. I know like wedges are coming back, which I'm like kind of here for because I have such a hard time walking in heels.
100%.
I think probably because I don't wear them because I'm so tall, so I'm just like anything to help.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of here for that.
I know, very like Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yes.
I mean, we all like loved that vibe when we were in the 2000s, so it's so funny to see it circling back through from, you know, our teenage years.
Totally.
All right, we're here again.
Yeah, here we are.
Here
Everything
we
comes
are.
back.
Yeah, exactly.
I was such a boho queen, you guys.
Oh, I can see it.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm quite ready to go back.
Yeah.
But I'm all in on the Western.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. Not an aesthetic necessarily, but I am loving kind of I feel like white maxi skirts specifically are really trending into fall, which is cool because usually you don't wear white after Labor Day.
Right.
Exactly.
We throw all the rules out the window.
Yes.
But white maxi skirts and white lace maxi skirts in particular. I'm really into that. I'm trying to think of what else in terms of like specific items. Is there anything that you're into as well?
Yeah, what's on your wish list?
I'm loving cowhide and trying to find a pair that isn't like $1,000.
Yeah.
It's a little tough. So
Tough.
I did see some on Poshmark. I think it's nice. One of my hacks for trends like that is looking at brands that maybe like a Mango or a brand like that, but doing that on Poshmark so that you're still getting it secondhand. They have some great pieces. Actually, one of my favorite ever jackets is like a suede jacket from Mango like 5 years ago. I had lost it, and then I found it again on Poshmark.
Oh my god, I love it.
Which I love, and it's really like my favorite jacket. It's like reversible. One side's suede, the other side's like teddy. It's like a moto, but I feel like I wear it so much that getting that in kind of more of a cowhide print would be really fun. And then I'm also loving like the studs and like grommets
Yes.
on like a bag. I know like Gimagwas, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Did a really cute one that just came out. It's also like $500. So I'm looking for like a more affordable version. I feel like there's a lot of like non-branded ones on Poshmark that are cool, like hobo bags with like grommets and studs. So
Small plug for Posh Lens.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Use Posh Lens
Yes.
to find the lookalikes.
Yes. I'll just put the Gimagwas bag on Poshmark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting too, with you mentioning like long white skirts, is we're really seeing a lot of summer and spring trends transition into fall and winter months, and we're seeing less of new trends coming in for fall. So it's all about the longevity of what you're wearing and being, you know, thoughtful with your purchasing. So I'm sure there will be a new micro trend the minute I say this, but I feel like currently everything is really transitioning, whether it's like a woven mesh flat that's now in like suede or leather. We're really seeing that kind of go into fall and winter, which I think is a really interesting time for fashion.
Great. I love that about the longevity. Fun fact, these cowboy boots are from my freshman year of high school. I've literally had them forever. Yeah. Why they are so scuffed up, but I kind of love how scuffed up they
I
are.
feel like that looks better.
So I think that's something that I'm really trying to train my brain to do just going forward is like capsule items that I'm gonna wear for a long time, quality fabrics, doesn't need to be name brand, but like how are you, Chloe did a great job of explaining this when we spoke with her, like how are we looking at pieces for the style and not the brand so much.
Exactly.
So what is the favorite style that you've seen at PoshFest so far?
Man, it's tough. I know, there's a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of good fashion, and like I love seeing people embrace their personal style, and I feel like that really comes out at PoshFest. I saw a woman yesterday literally carrying a bag that was a frog. like shaped like full on shaped like a frog.
It's
And
very lifelike.
Very,
I was like,
very
oh my
realistic.
God. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't get a chance
Wild.
to talk with her, but that might be like my favorite standout piece, just because it was. I've never seen anything like it. It was so
cool.
unique.
Agreed.
I had a similar one. A woman's bag was like the bottom half of a guitar, like an actual guitar,
I saw that.
which
That
was very
amazing.
cool. I was like, whoa, like that doesn't look comfortable, but it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm loving seeing everyone's takes on Nashville dressing. So like people are leaning into like the Taylor Swift Eras Tour type of vibe, with like very sparkly, or you have traditional Western wear. So it's really cool to see everyone's different personal style and interpretation of such a broad aesthetic.
Totally. And what is a trend that was, I know we are always looking at what's trending on Poshmark, so what is a trend that maybe went viral this year, or that has blown up on Poshmark that really stood out to you? Either you loved it or you have an interesting story to add to it?
Interesting.
As the head of merchandising, I know she has some stuff up her sleeve.
Some stories. I would say the biggest thing that we've really seen take off is the like fashionification, if you will, of sportswear, which is something that's always prevalent within the fashion industry and clothing in general. But really, I know you and Chloe had mentioned earlier, Blowcore and Adidas soccer and basketball shorts, both men's and women's, super trending on Poshmark. Still trending. I live in New York, see it constantly on the streets, and how that's being worn, I think is really interesting. It's like the juxtaposition of that with a strappy heel, a tank top, a sparkly bag. Like it's really being dressed up and is now becoming almost a capsule wardrobe piece, which is very interesting because it's just, you know, a basketball short or a soccer short. So it just shows you the magnitude of when something like that really sparks fire and is, you know, figureheaded by Bella Hadid and all these celebrities, how that trickle-down effect can explode, and an item like that can be the mainstay item for quite some time. That's not to say it's not going to fall off, you know, as months get colder, but we all know there's a pant version, so I'm sure there's room for that. And it just always makes you wonder, like, what's the next item that's sitting in your closet that has this exponential, like, potential to just be the next thing.
And value.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
If you don't love it, list it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not for you, if the track pants aren't for you,
Exactly.
There's
That's it.
someone. There's a buyer. There's a buyer.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
I think this is the year of the jorts, and in general, I have been loving that. I feel like fashion is, for women, it's been a little bit more like gender neutral. So
true.
like I'm loving the like oversized fits, even though I heard skinny jeans are coming back again. Like,
They said it last year, the
Got
year
whiplash.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see
But
it.
I love the looser fits, the jorts,
Yes.
even the athletic stuff that you're talking
Yes.
about it, and I feel like that is definitely going strong on Poshmark. We were also talking about fried boots, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Having like a
Yes.
having a moment. I think in particular the campus boots
Yes,
this
huge.
season is huge, but I think anything fried works.
Yeah.
And it's a great investment. It's such good quality.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you'll have forever.
Exactly. It looks better
Yeah.
with wear. Like those are the types of things you should be investing in for fall, whether you're getting it at a deal or not. Is, you know, those quality materials, which we constantly see trending on Poshmark.
I think for me, two specific kind of stories come to mind. One that I thought was super interesting looking at the Poshmark data this year was brooches. I think it was earlier in the year. I've seen a couple creators that have kind of gone viral for like really interesting styling approaches. So like maybe sticking it here and like pinning your shirt, or like pulling both straps to the side and making it like a one shoulder. Replacing like buttons on a vest with like a bunch of different brooch buttons, like mix match. I think there's some really cool ways to style that, and that's something that people would have lying around the house. Maybe you're cleaning out grandma's jewelry box, and like there's just so much out there that's so one of a kind. So I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, to tack on to that, I think layered and vintage jewelry. So like charm everything.
Yes.
Like even
Us.
like not us wearing all.
Yeah, you're like, what I think is trendy is, well, Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
So fun.
Yeah, and it's taking those charms and making it into something new on a bag, and it's the same thing with the brooch, just repurposing it for the current times, which I think is always so interesting. Like brooches, if you think about it in traditional sense, have a very grandmother's jewelry box connotation, and now like we're really cool and trending.
Taking back the brooch.
Yeah, we're taking it back. We're taking it back. It's going into a one shoulder top.
Yes, I love it. The other thing that's been really interesting for me is this, like, we're in this kind of like era of like influencers creating their own micro brands that blow up and go viral, and they have these like small collections. I know like Daily Drills, and then also like Strawberry Milk Mob is like a TikTok creator that has her own swimsuit line. They sell out immediately, and then people are looking for them on Poshmark, and sometimes selling them on Poshmark. But we'll see these crazy periods where like in one day there's like thousands of searches for this one very niche item for this niche group of people, and I think that's really cool to see that kind of reaction is like when people see something sell out, they're going to Poshmark, and that's super special.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting too because all these brands are typically doing a drop mentality, so they have a curated collection, dropping 9 a.m. Pacific, sells out, and then a lot of people do miss out. So to your point, you can go to Poshmark and we see this very short period of just an utter surge, and then we see that continue with each of their drops. So whenever we're looking in search data, the merchandising team will always like, oh, there must have been another one.
Something happened.
Yeah, something happened. Something happened. Yeah, really cool. Yeah.
Awesome. This has been so fun chatting. I do just want to ask one more question to leave our viewers with. What is your top Poshmark tip to share?
That's a great one. I feel like so many. I would say my top tip is utilizing Posh Lens. It's such a cool feature. So if you are out in the wild on the street, you see someone wearing like an amazing pair of boots, you can snap a picture in a non-creepy way. Upload it into Posh Lens on the Poshmark app, and it'll show you different listings that are similar to the boot or the exact boot if we have it on Poshmark, and you can shop around, find the best deal for you. And you can also use the same thing if you just take a screenshot on your phone of something that you're like, I don't want to pay full price for this. I want to buy this secondhand. I want to do my part. So it's just a really cool feature for both buyers and sellers too, if they want to do comp pricing as well. Which is awesome.
I love that. I feel like that's great because you're not just looking for the exact boot. You also can find similar styles that have the same vibe, and you can find more one-of-a-kind pieces. So
Exactly.
I love Posh Lens.
Exactly.
What about you, Kate?
Okay, I don't know if this is like my top tip of all time,
Yes.
but it is a new to me tip. So I wanted to share something that I heard Nadia talk about yesterday that I thought was just brilliant. So one way to think about sourcing for upcoming seasons is to attend trade shows or wholesale, and even if your intent is not to purchase wholesale because you're sourcing like thrifting or sourcing other ways, it's a great way to actually get inspiration for the upcoming season, and then you can go do whatever sourcing methods you do, and be right on trend and be ready for the upcoming season. So I love that. I thought it was brilliant. Shout out to Nadia for that one.
Shout out to Nadia. I love it. I feel like for me, it's probably a new beta feature that we recently announced here at PoshFest. We'll have more information about it over on our social media, but it's the Poshmark Consignment Network. And I have been testing out the beta with my own closet. And basically you fill a bag with items that you want to let go of. It gets sent to a trusted seller in the network, and then they will take photos of your item, list them on Poshmark, and it actually shows up on your Poshmark closet as like almost a collab post between my account and the sellers. So that then you get double exposure. I can share it and share it to my followers. They can share it to theirs. And what's really cool about this, and what I've been doing more of like my tip for this is kind of when I'm cleaning out my closet, I try and clean out my closet like every 6 weeks, which is a lot. But like,
We need to talk.
yeah, because and also my partner's closet, because I'm like, his closet's overflowing. It's mainly because we're in this tiny San Francisco apartment. My closet's just like one door, like it's so small, and I'm just like, I need
capsule collection.
Yeah, I need a capsule collection,
Yeah.
and I have like storage of stuff downstairs. Like I just really need it to be concise. So I'm like, it's always just like one or like two, three things that I'm listing at a time. But when I do a big like quarterly closet clean out, I will basically separate my stuff into Poshmark items that are like, I love this piece. I really want to kind of watch it and have that like one-on-one, I'm the one that's selling it relationship, and then kind of that more get it out of the house. I don't want to have it like in my closet anymore. I don't want to see it pile. Still like, you know, good quality, all of that. But then that's the pile that I give to the consignment network. And that way you can really like separate that. And I think that's one of the drawbacks for a lot of people sometimes is like they have their piles for Poshmark and their piles for donations, or they just want to get it out of the house. And I feel like it's a really good tip about kind of just separating the way you're cleaning out your closet and kind of formulating that. If there's things that you don't want to store inventory on, and you're helping another seller get more inventory as well in the process. So it's really fun.
I found recently, just speaking about like cleaning out closets, I found recently I've gotten into textile recycling. So there's some stuff, I have kids, right? And so their stuff like just gets trashed.
Mhm.
Like Wyatt came home from school the other day, you guys, he just started kindergarten, came home from school and was literally head to toe covered in chalk.
What were you doing?
I like have never
He's doing starfish.
Yeah. He's just like,
literally have never seen you this dirty.
Oh
my
Like,
God.
What is happening? Anyway, they trash their clothes like to the point where you can't
Right.
really do anything with it. But textiles, shout out for textile recycling because then it actually is going into something good. And
I didn't know that. That's amazing. I didn't know that existed. That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Wow.
so.
Is there a company that you use for that? I know there's Trashy that I've heard
Yeah,
about
so
recently.
Trashy is one. I think it's we'll put it in the comments. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is.
We'll put it in the
So
description.
cool.
That's really cool. It's a great idea.
So.
That happened to us actually. We had like linen sheets, and the linen just after like wear and tear,
Yeah,
like it
like
gets
it does not hold
breaking
up.
down,
Yeah.
doesn't hold up, and I know like brands like Parachute in Brooklyn will take back that,
Yes.
which is really nice.
Yes.
But also brands like Trashy, if you have something that that brand isn't taking back to, that's a great tip.
Yeah, not a posh tip, but you know, clean up your
Sustainability
closet.
tip.
Sustainability, which we're
Yes.
all about. I
And
love
we
it.
could stay here talking about it all day, but yeah.
Yeah.
gotta go
But
into
we've got to go to
PoshFest.
PoshFest. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been so great
Thank you.
chatting. And if you have any trends that you love that we discussed, we'll be linking everything in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the things if you enjoyed our show. We have another great show coming up next with Leanne from Team Posh. So definitely tune into that. And until next time, stay stylish.
Bye y'all.
Bye.